over the course of their history, the Raiders have won 3 Super Bowls, one in the 70s and 2 in the 80s. And, all 3 were great Super Bowls in 2 different cities, Oakland and Los Angeles. So I thought, let's get this new series started talking about and revisiting the Raiders Super Bowls, starting with Super Bowl 11, which represented the 1976 Raiders, which were, considered the best team of all time, led by quarterback Ken Stabler, head coach John Madden, Dave Casper, Fred Biletnikoff, countless Hall of Famers and great players that all contributed to this team. And there was a poll last year that considered the 1976 Raiders the best NFL team of all time. They went 16-1 that year, combined with playoffs. They played the Vikings in the Super Bowl, and they went 13-3-1. They were a good team as well. The Vikings were, a pretty good team of the 70s. Unfortunately for them, they didn't win Super Bowls. They had Fran Tarkenton at quarterback, but, the Raiders were something else. They were led by a crazy good team, and, I'm just happy that my team, albeit it was, close to 50 years ago now, was at the top and, the majestic seat of football. So, yeah, in Super Bowl 11, the Raiders won by a final score of 32-14. The Raiders were just having a magical season. The Raiders were the favorite in this game, the Raiders were hungry for a Super Bowl. This was their second Super Bowl appearance. They lost Super Bowl II, which was their first appearance with, when they played the Packers. But they brought in Coach John Madden. They, under Madden, the Raiders had never had a losing season, and this season was one of their best. This game was at the Rose Bowl, and so let's get into the scoring. So the Raiders struck first. They took a 3-0 lead early in the game, the second quarter. There was no scoring in the first quarter, but the Raiders had a really big second quarter with 16 points in this quarter. Errol Mann got a 24-yard field goal to make it 3-0 Raiders to kick off the game. Dave Casper got a 1-yard pass from Ken Stabler, which made it 10-0 after the extra point. And what a good duo, Dave Casper and Ken Stabler. Pete Banaszak got a 1-yard rush in that quarter as well. So it was 16-0 at halftime, which is crazy. The Vikings did get their first score of the game in the third quarter with a Sammy White 8-yard pass from Fran Tarkenton. That was following a Raiders 40-yard field goal from Errol Mann. So they were up 19-7. So it was 19-0 and it went to 19-7. But Pete Banaszak, who had a really good game, got a 2-yard rush in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and it made it 26-7 in favor of the Raiders. And then Willie Brown got a 75-yard interception, pick six, and it made it 32-7, which really sealed the game, albeit the Vikings did get another touchdown, which made it 32-14. But the Raiders were just, dominant, and they got their first Super Bowl over the Vikings. And the Raiders had to overcome playing Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship, the Steelers, the best team, arguably of all time. The Steelers just were so good, and that's the issue. I think the Raiders probably would have won a lot more Super Bowls had the Steelers not been so dominant. But the Raiders got a dominant 24-7 win over the Steelers in the AFC Championship. The Vikings played the Rams, Los Angeles Rams back then, and beat them 24-13. But the Raiders were just so good, this season in 1976 through 1977. Super Bowl 11 is probably one of the most iconic Super Bowls. I think it is definitely probably the most iconic Raiders Super Bowl, just because they had, John Madden as their coach. They had Ken Stabler. Because as you'll see with the next 2 Super Bowls when I talk about them, they were both led by, Jim Plunkett, who was great in his own. But, definitely Ken Stabler got a lot of credit in this game. Stabler in this game only threw the ball 19 times, but he was 12 of 19 for 180 yards, 1 touchdown, it was really good, passing in for him in this game. And the Raiders just absolutely dominated this game. In terms of receiving, Fred Biletnikoff was one of the leaders with 79 yards. So was Dave Casper and Cliff Branch. Casper had 70 yards in this game. Branch only had 20, but he did contribute a lot. The Raiders were just great. And I feel bad for the Vikings because they were a very good team, but they just never could get a Super Bowl victory. They're 0-4 in their history. The MVP of this game was Fred Biletnikoff, very well deserving. He contributed in this game with touchdowns and, obviously a lot of great receiving yards and whatnot. So, yeah, I love the fact that he got that. And, I think the Raiders, this is just the most dominant team. And a 13-1 record in the regular season and then winning in the playoffs, it just showed how good of a team they were. Definitely just all around good. So, yeah, that was the first Oakland Raiders Super Bowl, and it would be they wouldn't have to wait too long until their next one, a couple years, about 3 or 4 years, and we'll get into that one when it comes around. They win Super Bowl 15 in their next one. This was Super Bowl 11. So, yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. What a great game for the Raiders in this one. The Raiders, Super Bowl journey was great. They defeated the Patriots and the Steelers in the playoffs, and the Vikings were making their 4th Super Bowl appearance, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't get it done. And I respect the Vikings because they had, I like Fran Tarkenton was a good player, but, and he actually passed pretty well in this game, but he had a lot of, he had 2 interceptions and he had a lot of incompletions. He was 17-35. So it just goes to show how accurate of a passer Stabler was. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Raiders won Super Bowl 11 on January 9th, 1977, although they played most of their season in 1976, by a final score of 32-14. So, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and, thanks for watching.